All right. Are you guys excited? Oh, now come on. That was like a level 2. Are you guys excited? All right. It has been a long day, and I first want to say thank you all for sticking around and making this event possible. Now, before we get started, we're going to do a pre-fight to the Friday night fights. And now, I'll tell you what, these are like the most adorable fighters that you guys are about to see, but they are equally as fierce. So, coming to the stage, you're gonna have 2 4-year-olds and 2 6-year-olds starting this show. Let's give them some noise. So the first team coming to the stage is Team Tennessee and South Carolina, and their names are Sophia Bellis. Let's go and get these fighters on stage. Sophia Bellis, Shelby, Super Shelby Allen, and then we have Team Georgia/Florida, which will be Alondra Baby Gonzalez, and then Lila Ladybug Taylor. Let's give them noise one more time. And your officials for this fight are going to be none other than Nick Kane, Christine Rodriguez, and Richard Osborne Jr. They are getting ready. Battle faces are on. Let's make some noise one more time as they're getting prepped. Let's hear you guys. They're gonna start this show off with a bang. And I believe the crowd is ready for them. Are we ready? Officials ready?
Yeah, keep score 2.
How long?
We'll do
A minute?
They're talking about the time, getting all the rules ready to rock and roll so we're on the same page. Let's go ahead and see the first fighter out.
I know.
Give me the call, Chrissy.
All right, looks like we're ready to battle. Let them hear you guys. Oh, got a quick timeout. She's tough, she's tough. You got it, Sophia. You got it, Sophia. There we go. Whoa. There we go. 1 point, Sophia. Oh. 1 point, Alondra. Very nice, very nice. Another point, Alondra. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And 1 point, Sophia. Crazy spin side kick from Alondra. Right now the score is 5-2. And the winner goes to Alondra Baby Gonzalez. Next up, we're gonna have Shelby, Super Shelby Allen, going against Lila Ladybug Taylor. Let's make some noise for these two.
Come on, Layla! Hand up, Layla!
1 point, Lila.
Come on, Layla! Let's go, Layla!
Not enough.
Go, come on, Layla!
1 point, Laybug. And 2 points, Laybug. And 2 points, Shelby. It's all tied up, 4-4.
Come on, Layla!
Stop time. And 1 point, Lila.
Time.
And bow. Let's make some noise. Winner is Lila Ladybug Taylor. All fighters to the stage. Very nice. Let's make some noise for all 4 of these fighters. Awesome job, ladies. Fantastic way to start this night off. And we got some good sportsmanship as well. Very nice, very nice. So that was a practice round for y'all's energy. We expect it to only go up from here. All right, let's get all of them together for an awesome photo. All come to the center stage, very nice.
Yeah, Layla!
Hold those trophies up tall, be proud. Hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. There we go, there we go. Very nice. Amazing job, amazing job. Thank you guys for starting off our show. Let's go ahead and have you guys come towards me.
Too funny.
welcome to the Battle of Atlanta Friday Night Fights. Let's make some noise! All right, now we did this once already, but as a competitor myself, we fight better, we perform better when you guys give us the energy. So we're gonna try that one more time. Are you guys ready to battle? All right, very, very nice. This is one of my absolute favorite events because the Battle of Atlanta has become one of the fighters' most favorite events because it is one of the most unbiased. All the fighters agree that this is an amazing event. So once again, let's give it up for Friday Night Fights. Now, I am your host, Reed Presley. Most of you guys probably, if you've seen me, I normally have two bow staffs doing the katas, so this is a little bit out of my element as far as the fighters go, but I will be taking care of you guys tonight and making sure you all have a fantastic time. My co-host, Miss Anna Glenn over there, let's give it up for Anna Glenn. She will be interviewing and doing all kinds of questions and comments and making sure you guys get to know the competitors that will be coming up on this stage. Now, without further ado, we're going to be going into the national anthem. So can I go ahead and have Angela Winter come to the stage? Now, I just met her today, and she is an absolutely fantastic person that has quite the resume. She resides in Nashville, Tennessee, and she is a director and builder of choir groups that have been world-renowned inside of the middle and high school area. She is also quite the decorated songwriter with a lot of her material showing up on The Burt Show, and then you can also find her music anywhere that you guys listen to music, whether that is Apple Music, Spotify. Basically, if you guys are listening to tunes, you can find her stuff under the name Angela Perchetta. Bam! I was hoping I could hit that. So if you guys could all rise and stand for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very nice, very nice. Let's give her one more hand real quick.
Hey, and good evening, Sport Karate fans, and welcome
All right,
to
we're
the
gonna go
55th
right into
Battle
the
of Atlanta
first division
Friday
of the
Night
night.
Fights. I am Josh Buford, joined by my good friend Mallory Woods. And Mallory, it is so good to have you with us this year. I know you're super excited about being here tonight.
Yes, sir. I missed this event last year due to COVID, but I can be no further pumped. It is Friday Night Fights here in the Battle of Atlanta. If you guys have not seen a show like this before, it's all about fighting tonight. We're going to kick things off with a 14 to 17-year-old girls black belt division. This is the open weight division, and the great thing about this is that there are no weight classes in this division. Tall, small, short, stocky, however you are, you come, and we've got it down to the final last two girls for this division right now.
Absolutely. And we're getting ready for that division right now.
Fighters, go ahead and go to the center of the ring.
Now, one thing that if you've never seen anything like this before, we're talking point fighting. So there's no knockouts, there's no throws, there's no takedowns. We're talking about points with 2 points awarded for technique to the body. A jump spin would be 3. All hand techniques are 1 point, and the majority of the judges must agree before a point is given. That's why you see these judges floating around here, and then 2 coaches from the opposing team sitting in chairs opposite their fighters. And the action has already started. We've got Sofia Flores, known as Pia, on our left, wearing the, let's see here if I am correct, the black uniform. And
that's correct.
We've got Ms. Ortega here in the Leclerc uniform out of New York. She is actually, make that the fight is tied up at 1-1.
Looks like both these ladies are definitely trying to get the feel for one another.
And that's, the difficult thing about point fighting is that it's all about speed, but you also have this running clock, which can be for you or against you. There's a lot of times when you think you have time, and you really don't, because it's only 2 minutes. Right now, both ladies tied up 2-2, and it's about maybe 1:15 seconds left by my internal clock. Sophia taking the lead, making it 3-2. Now, Ms. Ortega, she's coming in with that right leg. She's pumping. You notice that Pia's got that guard out. She's holding that right hand out, and it's more or less a deterrent. Maybe she wants to knock the leg down and follow with a body punch, which is just what she did. Let's see if the judges give.
Wasn't enough there.
Wasn't enough there. Not agreement on the judges there. And it's interesting because whenever you have any type of point match, there's a conversation that goes on that's not being said. Either you're going to concede to that this person's the better kicker, or you're going to decide yourself, I'm going to be the better kicker.
That's
and I'm
right.
going to advance. And sometimes that works in your favor, and sometimes it doesn't. Good turning kick by Pia, didn't score right there, but she follows in with a kick-punch combination, and she gets it. It is 5-2, and as you can see on the screen, 9 seconds left. Not impossible to come back to, but you got to do a lot of work in a short amount of time.
Pia continues to pour it on there towards the end.
Let's give it up to these ladies. Very nice, very nice. Great way to officially
Pia's going to take that
off this
first
show.
match.
Great way,
Not
great
only
way.
do you see her out here fighting, but she'll be in the kata portion, which I feel quite confident saying that she'll be in
Yes, sir.
the finals tomorrow
I
night.
would feel the same way for sure, 100%.
I think that's a safe bet. Her and her brother have this great podcast. They do, DG and Pia. They talk about the tournament, like getting here, training. It's something that, brother and sister do together. It's really great. If you guys haven't seen that, it's definitely worth checking out.
Very entertaining, and I tell you, they do such a great job. And man, what 2 great, young people, in Pia, DG and Pia, for sure. And showing off some athletic skills there on the stage as well, just showing she can do a little bit of everything.
She can do a little bit of it. Most of the time, you don't see people that do weapons forms and kata at the same, but she's slowly been, improving her fighting. She's been on stage multiple times. This is fantastic.
There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and
So it looks like we're going to get the trophy presentation, and we're going to be moving on next to our 14 to 17-year-old boys.
15 to 17-year-old black belt open weight boys finals match.
And again, explaining that open weight is all weights, so you have everybody show up.
And the next fight is going to be the 15 to 17 boys open weight point fight division. Let's make some noise for these gentlemen. Coming to the stage is going to be Sebastian Villanueva with Team Paul Mitchell. And the other fighter is going to be Amir Styles with Team New Next Level Martial Arts.
All right, we're getting ready for our next event. As Mallory said, the 15 to 17 boys black belt open weight finals match. Our two fighters are taking the stage.
Now, you might see a little bit of a height discrepancy here, but that is the magic of open weight. If you come in as a shorter fighter, you know to expect to fight taller opponents. If you come in as a taller fighter, maybe you'll fight someone shorter. Maybe there'll be someone your height. But it's a little bit of a height discrepancy. Our John Paul Mitchell fighter on our left and our next level fighter, coached by Jesse Ray out of New York. The coach of John Paul Mitchell is Damon Gilbert, an old teammate of mine. So let's see here. Both men actually old teammates of mine. We've got Amir Styles on the left and Sebastian on our right. Now, one of the things we did notice is you saw the height discrepancy right there, but as the shorter fighter, you always want to be moving. Think of it just like 3-second rule in basketball, but in this case, a 1-second rule. If you stop for more than 1 second, the taller opponent is going to be likely to shoot kicks like that at you and maybe even score. But you notice Amir, he's staying active. He's staying outside of kicking range, but he's threatening with to get in punching range.
And definitely waiting for his opportunity, which looks like he just got right there with the first point of the match.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of the history of the Battleland, you've had fighters that usually are not on the height side, like a Pedro Xavier, Ronald Brady. Fighters that are usually on the shorter side of things, but have great kicks and great timing just like that. But let's see. Oh, no, looks like you were able to get that side kick off, so the lead is flipped just like that. Now, he knows he's down by 1 point, so he's got to gamble. He's got to try to get past those long legs to at least get 1 point to score. Now, he was awarded the point because his opponent stepped out.
Outside of the ring.
That's part of the rules. Looks like he scored, and they also awarded the additional point for the out-of-bounds foul. Now, Sebastian had extended that side kick. He would have hit him right there. But it's one thing you think about. You know that you're pumping your kicks, and you as the tall fighter, you know this guy's waiting for you to put your leg down. He's going to swarm you. So it's a little bit of a gamble. Less than 30 seconds left. Good spin kick, but blocked by the elbow. But he fired that side kick in there. Looks like it wasn't confirmation by the judges as the fighters reset again.
And just to note, they did take one of the points off. They had the score adjusted there. It is 4-2 now, but they adjusted it back to 2-2. And it looks like it's actually Sebastian with the lead at 3-2 now. So as time closes there. And looks like we're trying to get some things straightened out.
Correct. The head judge, they could see on their monitors with the scores. And the head judge, I'm trying to remember David's name.
David Boston.
Thank you, David Boston from Canada. Oh, where's it back open? He has the official score, as according to NASCAR rules, head judge has the official score. So it looks like
it is 2-2. So looks like we'll go into a sudden death point, maybe.
Sudden victory? Nope. Looks like. So a little bit of discrepancy on the score, but let's see who stays on the stage.
Looks like it might be Amir.
I think it is Amir. I mean, that was a great job. I mean, if you see, these two competitors come up right now, you'll say, oh man, it's all guys.
That's right, that's right. And I tell you, just to acknowledge the officials there for making sure they get it straight at the end and talk through everything and make the right call there towards the end of the match.
So correction, it looks like it's Sebastian who had the actual scores flipped. That's where I think some of the confusion was.
Okay.
Sometimes when you line up and you're the red fighter and the blue fighter, usually what they do is they have the fighters switch sides.
There you go.
That was a little bit of our confusion. We don't
That
go
is
by
correct.
what we have on our
What's
monitors.
up front of us. That's exactly right, Mallory. You're exactly right there. Well, it looks like we're getting ready for our next division, which is going to be the Youth Girls Black Belt Team Sparring Finals.
So let's just test the room real quick.
And it's always good to have Mr. Reed Presley gracing our presence and tons of energy. What a great job he does in leading the room as well.
Absolutely fantastic. He's been a showman since as he mentioned, he's up there with the double bow. He certainly didn't start, the trend of using a double bow in his forms, but he was one that brought a lot of, eyes on it. the attention that he grabbed. I mean, he really owns the stage and looks quite comfortable up there
He
holding the
does.
microphone. I had actually suggested during the production meeting that we pull a last-minute switch and we let him sing the national anthem, and we let the young lady who sung the national anthem go in Reed's role.
100%,
Just to see
yes.
if they're ready to go with
There
the flow
you
like
go.
that.
There you go. And I would be honest with you, I would love to hear Reed sing the national anthem.
I don't know. We might lose some viewers. I don't know about that. I don't know if we're ready for that yet.
Oh, man.
I mean, he may have the last name Presley.
That's
but,
right. That's right.
You never know.
You never know.
never know.
That's exactly right.
All right, looks like we're getting our team sparring judges coming on out. Looks like we got Mr. Chris Walker. We have got
The Justin Ortiz.
the Justin Ortiz, superstar Justin Ortiz.
Superstar.
Being
That's
in,
right.
Cobra Kai and playing a bad guy, which we know he's not,
TV show Ozark. I love Justin talking about his time and on that TV show and everything. So lots of excitement to hear about his roles as a stunt double and stunt man in those two TV shows there for sure.
And he's right in the area where a lot of things are happening over here in Atlanta. It's a great
It
city
is
to
the
be.
new Hollywood.
It is
The
definitely
new Hollywood right here in Atlanta. You're exactly right.
And it looks like the third man in the ring is going to be Nick Kane, always around doing the good good work by judging.
And you can hear the crowd cheer. Justin Ortiz, always a crowd favorite.
Many years of watching him fight here at the Battle Land. That guy can kick straight up,
Man,
just
I
no
tell
stretching,
you.
just jump right into it.
100%.
Looks like we got a little bit of last-second schedule change,
Yes,
so we're going to
sir.
find out as you guys find
Yes,
out.
sir. We shall see. And I heard Reed announce this as a special fight, so
Yes.
I'm not sure if this is a divisional fight or what they're fighting for here, but we do have two fighters going to take the stage for us tonight, and we will update you guys as soon as we get some information there to keep you all posted.
And one of the things I'm going to point out when we had that nice straight camera view, you saw Chris Walker go to the back. So this way that you see Nick is in the foreground, Justin's in the middle, and Chris in the back. And that's to give the benefit of all the angles. A lot of times these techniques come so fast, you need to be able to see all the way around to make the proper call.
And as you know, Mallory, and just to let our viewers know, it's all about position with the officials. As you'll see them moving around, they won't stay in those corners most of the time, especially when it's just three of them. They want to get in a good position to be able to see those angles and make sure those techniques land clean for the point.
You're absolutely right, because the fighters are turning. You see also the judges are taking different positions too. The judges will try not to be right next to each other. Therefore, they're covering the amount of space all the time. Both fighters feeling each other out. There's a straight side kick, and that one definitely
looks like
scored.
that one definitely snuck in there for.
I'm not a medical professional, but I would advise against eating side kicks like that.
100%. I'm with you there.
We got 2 points for the Team Diamond fighter, and he is in the white headgear. Since we didn't, it was last minute addition of this fight, so we don't have any names. So we got Team Diamond fighter in the white headgear. And I can't tell the school affiliation from here, but the other fighters wearing the blue headgear. So it's 2-0, left to right. See, even Reed agreed. There you go, he agreed with me.
Anytime you can get Reed to agree with you, you've done something right.
That is true.
Looks like he said 1 minute remaining here in this battle.
And once again, we have a good battle of short versus tall. But if you notice, the Team Diamond fighter with the big G that's right there on the back, he's kicking, but he's staying very cautious. Now, looks like not enough for the confirmation, but he did sneak in there and try to deliver some punches, but not enough agreed by the judges. A lot of times you might allow some kicks to come in and you kind of pull that fighter in, so you're slowly retreating, ready, having your counter at the ready. The thing is to be able to identify that and to either take advantage or not fall in that trap. 15 seconds left. It's still 2-0. Team Diamond fighter is ahead. There's another double kick. He's chasing towards the edge of the ring. good duck under there trying to escape. The smaller fighter, one of the things that the smaller guys have is they're really agile.
And looks like G3 is going to take the win right there.
You got to really hand it to Team G3, one of the newer teams out here in the circuit, but absolutely out here making a lot of noise.
They are definitely a talented team of fighters for sure, as you will probably see, you know, usually they have multiple fighters in these night shows and Friday night fights and everything. All right, now it does look like we are moving on to the youth girls black belt team sparring division, which our first team, it sounds like Reed said, is going to be Team Gypsy and Team Revolution.
Team Revolution will be in the green, black, and white. Team Gypsy in the black, white, and red. Now, team sparring is just like what you've seen before, except you're taking the total culmination of points. So the strategy here is, okay, well, how do you do it? Usually you got a pretty good player, or as we refer to them as players in the sports karate vernacular. You have a good player. Do you run them as anchor, or do you run them first? So, you know, where you place and what type of matchup you get, usually whoever sends out first is decided by coin toss. And since these are girls, there are only 2 team members. Usually, when we have our 3 men's teams, we'll have 3, and sometimes if you have a mixed team, you'll have 5 with 1 woman fighter as well. Total cumulative points. So depending on what happens in the first match will dictate what happens in the second. If it's close or if it's tied, then, you know, sky's the limit for your anchor fighters. If you're behind, obviously, then you know you've got a little work to do.
And looks like they're getting ready for the coin toss.
The coin toss. So they're going to go ahead and decide whoever's going to win the toss.
And it looks like Revolution wins the toss.
So Edgar looks like he pointed to the coach and said, you send out first. So he's going to make his match off of whom the coach sends out first. And you only have 2 players in this, so, you know, there's either or.
That's right.
With 3 or more, you've got a little bit more of a choice selection in terms of your matchups. Team Gypsy on your left and Team Revolution on your right.
And these ladies look like they are gung-ho and ready to roll.
All right, both fighters starting out in the right side unorthodox stance. Looks like a little bit of measure going on. High kick right away from Team Revolution. You know what? None of this feeling out. These ladies are getting down to business.
I was just fixing to say the same thing, Mallard. They are going at it, no doubt about it, right out of the gate.
Now, most people will notice point fighters, there's a little bit of a bounce. But one of the things is that that's really an illusion. If you watch carefully for the feet, there's not a traditional up and down bounce. They're gaining and taking ground. It's all about space as you bounce. You can disguise your movement forward in a bounce. So a lot of times you think that fighter is standing still when they're really gaining ground, and you don't know it till that kick comes up and pops in your chops.
Pick your favorite team, pick your favorite team.
Both matches will be 2 minutes, total points. And right now we're still sitting at 0-0. Good counterattack, and looks like the
that's
Team
the first
Revolution's on the board with 1.
1 minute left, 1 minute left.
And 1 minute left here in this first round.
Not enough, not enough.
And a counter punch by Gypsy, knotted it up at 1.
30 seconds to go.
Now, if you notice the Revolution fighter, that was a great axe kick count over top, hitting the headgear, 2 points right there. What she was trying to do is fake her way in, getting your opponent to react, but that was well scouted by the Gypsy fighter who stood her ground and dropped that axe kick as she came in. Looks like she's trying the same thing again.
That's right.
But that was well scouted by the Revolutionary fighter, but looks like it's 3-2 right now. Revolution's down by 1.
10 seconds left, 10 seconds left.
Did she sneak
Oh,
that
it
kick in?
did get in there.
Oh,
It did.
last second win.
Yes.
4-3. So you go in expecting to be down by 1, and you go in with the lead of 1.
That's exactly right.
Now, if you did see at the top, there was Team Revolution / Leclerc. Looks like her partner is from Team Leclerc. Fantastic school out of New York, known for their kicks. A true Taekwondo school.
Yes, sir.
Both ladies looking to throw axe kicks as soon as they came out. Now, Josh, one of the things I'll tell you is that one of what you usually see, and that's a point scored by Revolution Leclerc, put at 5-3. One of the things you see in the first 20 seconds of a match is that fighter's going to come up with their strongest weapon. And if it's kicks, then you know if you're going to concede that I'm not going to kick with this person, if you take that away by either countering or either smothering the kick or knocking it down, you take that weapon away and you say, okay, what do you have for plan B?
That's exactly right, and it's always interesting to see because depending on who the opponent is, could depend on that fighter's strategy. So, and a lot of times, it's not like other sports where you have a ton of scouting footage where you can really scout other fighters and try to get a feel for them. A lot of times that feel has to come in the first couple seconds of the match. That's
which
right.
puts even more pressure on because you only have another minute left, and if you're down by 1, that clock can be against you. And you're right about that. A lot of times what people will say is like, hey, I got to fight this person. How do they fight? And you're depending on someone's memory to decide to tell you, oh, they fight left side forward, right side forward. They kick. That's a great counter side kick by the Gypsy fighter. And now they're up by 2 points, and they have less than 30 seconds to go. Will Team Revolution Leclerc be able to bring it back? And the key, of course, is to not panic. Looks like we got 1 point. She's got 8 seconds to get 1 point or more. She's running. They said she went out of bounds.
Oh, man,
and there was a point given because of running out of bounds. That's great. Now, if I remember right, the team fight rules, these fighters stay here in a sudden victory. So first point, you don't have to win by 2, is the winner. So if you're gassed at this moment, bad place to be.
It's going to come down to this final point to see who our deciding winner is. And
no confirmation. I mean, just personally here, I'd be going with the blitz. I'd be going with my hands. Maybe a little bit tired.
Oh!
And a back fist over top.
And it got in there. And it looks like Revolution and Leclerc is going to take home the win tonight.
Man, I'm telling you, just like momentum, it's not loyal. It will switch sides
it will.
many
in a
times.
Heartbeat. That's right.
So, outstanding match between these young ladies. It's really great because you'll see in 4 or 5 years, these will be the adult women on stage fighting in just a few short years. Looks like we're going to continue our theme here with team sparring, and we're going to get on to the youth team sparring right after this.
Yep, looks like the youth boys black belt team fighting is going to be coming up next.
I'm here with Coach Homsani of Team Legend. Coach, tell me a little bit about the group you have competing here this weekend.
Yeah, with the year we come strong. We bring 32 competitors between juniors, underbelt, and adult black belts. We are competing in juniors team, females team, adult teams, seniors team. And we come here every year because Battle of Atlanta brings the best athletes of the sport karate.
Speaking of Battle of Atlanta, what kind of advice did you give your group heading into this competitive weekend?
If you want to win a Battle of Atlanta, you need to train hard, be ready, because you will be in front of the best here.
Well, good luck the rest of the weekend. We'll be right back after this break.
A good workout can be elusive, disappearing the moment you'd look away at some other interest in your schedule. Our attention is divided, and life moves quickly. It can pass you by, even as you're living it. but not you. You make it work. You make the time. The fighting spirit haunts you. And you want to keep it close. Right there in your home, where you can keep up the fight. The perfect at-home workout lives on in a new age. The Century Ghost Wavemaster. Ethereal design. Real results.
The 8.
Moving on to our youth boys black belt team fighting divisions.
All right, looks like Revolution's got a boys team coming in.
And it does look like this is not the youth boys
It
team
does.
fighting
It does
division.
appear. My eyes are not deceiving me. I think that these are not boys.
That's exactly right. And
You know-
these two fighters look ready. They are fired up and ready to roll.
You know, right before the commercial break, we had a quick word with Coach Tony, who's sitting over there for Team Legend. Just to say a little bit about them, Team Legend always travels so well together. They support each other so much, and that goes also on the other side of this bracket here with Team Revolution.
I'll tell you, two great examples of just good team camaraderie. You're exactly right, Mallory. It's always encouraging just to see, you know, the good turnout of athletes that show up at these events, but also the support that they give one another as well.
Absolutely so. It looks like we got for Team Legend, Alexi on she's on the right now. She has the red headgear, and Jimena, who has the black headgear in the green Revolution patented uniform. Alexi opens up with a 1-0 lead. And as you mentioned, yes, they look very ready. They're moving right along. And, you know, one thing, Jimena's been fantastic. She's always been in the top, 3 from any tournament. So she moves very fluidly. So we'll see if Alexi, who is the taller fighter, is going to be able to take advantage, maybe put some of those kicks on her.
I tell you, so far, these both young ladies have shown great athletic ability and just good skills so far.
Yeah, nice overhand left by Jimena. Let's see, that didn't, no call right there, but that was a straight left down the pipe.
Yes.
Now, one of the things you'll notice, look at how well Jimena's using those fakes. She's getting a reaction every time. She's trying to fake like she's going forward to see if Alexi's going to hop back, maybe try to throw that back fist in a defensive stance. And you see she ended up going just with a straight body punch in. You can throw off the rhythm of the other fighter by throwing these fakes. And I always say fakes are free. They don't cost you anything, so use it.
That's right. I like it. I like it. Just about a little over 30 seconds left in this match. Oh, not enough.
And what Alexi was trying to do, she was floating over trying to drop that back fist down, almost like a hammer fist. When your opponent covers that ground for you, this time throwing the straight back fist. But it looks like Jimena got it quick at first. More importantly, first.
That's right. Oh, looks like she could get that one in. 10 seconds to go, down by 1.
It's still time enough to come back. Another floating back fist, this time a little too much height in that jump, because when you go, you can't move while you're in the air. You've committed yourself to jumping up or backwards while the other fighter still is attached to the ground and can still move. Looks like it's a bit of a shoulder injury right there. Maybe they're going to call medical there, give her a little bit of time. There is still some time on the clock, and she does have time. Looks like it's not the shoulder. Looks like it's a foot. It's a little bit not right. Okay, she's back and ready to go. Great sportsmanship between these two.
That's
ladies.
exactly right.
Jimena knows she just has.
She ran out of the ring.
Did we get outside of the ring?
Yep,
One
sure
point.
did.
The
Ties
dreaded
it
out of
up.
the ring, tying it up at the last second again. First point wins.
And I tell you, the stage is so big, it's hard for these fighters to really get a feel for, the size of the ring and where the ring ends and begins.
And there's a body punch right down the path. That left hand doing the job for Jimena. Congratulations to her. She is going to be the winner. And it's kind of hard to keep track of yourself when someone's trying to kick or punch you in the head.
That's exactly
You're not
right.
exactly looking down to see where the ring is. Oh, well, I mean, well, I wouldn't advise it.
And Mallory, I believe that our women's black belt open weight division.
I think you were right.
I think that might have been just to clear that up for those of you viewing the Friday night fights tonight. Looks like that was our women's winner right there.
Looks like up next we'll have our men's 18 plus open weight winner once again. All fighters, and I do believe they had 50-plus fighters today, which is just huge.
That
had
is.
to break it into 2 different divisions and run those down to your final 2 fighters.
The semifinal round.
So we're down to 4.
Yes,
okay.
That's exactly right. Looks like we got Team USA going to be up first, taking the stage.
And it's Tyreek Saint from New York with the red headgear, walking in with confidence. And we've got Devin Hopper.
Yep. Devin Hopper with Team Dojo Elite.
And by the pop, I think Devin Hopper is a local guy. Well, at least he was. I think he's in Florida now.
He is in Florida now, but definitely a local guy for many here.
Now, the great thing about point fighting is that usually as you're fighting, you get familiar with a lot of guys when you fight them in teams or open weight or in the division. So these fighters are in different divisions, but trust me, they're familiar with Tyreek in the red headgear, D-Hop in the black headgear. One point for Devin Hopper, scoring the body punch on Tyreek Saint. Now Tyreek standing right there in the pocket, waiting for that leg to come down, very patient, and scoring the body punch.
Tell you, both these guys are such skilled fighters, so talented.
D-Hop with an extended blitz trying to get out there. Tyreek with the side kick. Looks like only Justin scored it. So no score right there. But Devin comes back with another blitz. And Tyreek says that you can do it, I could do it too. You know, that happens a lot of times that, you know, you'll get hit with a back fist and you go back to your line thinking, I'm about to pop this guy right back with one of my own.
1 minute to go. Tyreek up by 2. Make that one as Devin scores.
That was a great turn of the corner by Devin to get that one punch. Great exchange right there. That last punch had a little heat on it.
And stop time. Checking the head strap, Let's give it up for these 2 fighters.
D-Hop visiting his coach, Mr. Cam Dawson over there.
Mr. Cam Dawson, someone that will definitely be around mixing it up tomorrow. Devin comes out with the kicks and scores and ties it up just like that. 36 seconds to go. Tyreek looks like he got the body punch in. He was able to get past that kick. Now you notice these guys are fighting extremely close.
And there it goes again. Back and forth, these 2 men.
And looks like Devin comes away with the lead this time. 16 seconds to go. And you notice there's no panic on Tyreek's side. He's sitting there patiently waiting for that technique to go by and scoring. And then countering again with a technique on his own, getting that 1-point lead. 5 seconds to go as Devin, he knows he needs to score. He's going to blitz it and runs into a side kick.
And all 3 judges see the side kick get in right there as time expires.
As a quick and really agile fighter, you know you have that advantage. You have that 1 point, and he can sit there and bait like he's waiting and then pop.
That's
Next
right.
You know, you've got that kick.
So
right
quick. So quick.
One of the Spence brothers serving as a coach. Those guys definitely been making a lot of noise.
You got that right.
Moving right along in the same division, 18 over men open weight point fighting.
All right, looks like we're moving right along, staying in the same division here, Mallory.
And it looks like we're going to have teammate versus teammate. Mr. B. Bidwali, the head judge of this. If you notice that the referees are doing a quick check, they're making sure elbow pads, shin guards on. They can see the mouthpiece. They're going to go by the honor system for the cup. So we got Bailey Murphy on the left-hand side in the black headgear, and Jarvis Miller, who is new to Team Straight Up. I have some uncorroborated information saying that he has come from football back to point karate.
That's exactly
he definitely
right.
looks like a football player.
Yes, I remember Joe sharing that earlier, and he does look like a football player, former professional football player.
That's a big dude. I was watching him today. He is moving very quick, but you're up against someone who is lightning fast himself. And even though these guys are teammates, you see they're still putting it out there. Bailey Murphy with a smothering punching attack.
Not holding anything back at all.
Hey, you want that money? You know, hey, we're good teammates, but I kind of want that money. Now, if you look, I mean, Bailey's so quick. Just the way he's moving, he rarely spends any time in the same place. You can see he backed off from that attack.
Absolutely.
Just able to slip punches like that and then just counterattack off of in a second. And since it is the first to score, as soon as you make that touch and make sure it's a clean point, the judges should call it for you.
And Bailey with a 6-3 lead with just a little bit over 30 seconds to go here in this match.
No, it's just fading just back and a quick back fist, delivered right to the headgear to his teammate, just saying, hey, you know what, I saw that coming, here it is. And his teammate repays the favor and punches him back in the face. You got to love this.
You got to. You got to.
Now, one of the things that Jarvis did right there is you saw Bailey throw a couple punches, and he was ready for that turning side kick. Looks like he knew that. That may very well come from training with him, thinking that, oh, Bailey's turning his back, I've got him, and you're going to run right into that reverse side kick.
That's exactly right.
So it looks like we will have an eventual battle between Tyreek Saint and Bailey Murphy. For the nth time, these gentlemen are very familiar with each other.
Yes, sir.
I only want to say that I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for the support, and that's it.
Tell me how you prepared for tonight's fight.
Well, I always train all days, and I go to all tournaments in Mexico, so it's so cool. Thank you so much for the support.
Congratulations on your win. We can't wait to see you the rest of the weekend. We'll be right back after this.
Looks like we got Team Diamond G3 coming into the stage first.
Correct. And even though she was just giving an interview, Jimena is running right past the broadcast booth to get back on stage to fight for this women's team fight. Busy night for her.
I'm telling you, and you got to love the hustle. I mean, just hustling to the stage, ready to just get up there and just try to get it done tonight.
The one thing that you will have as a point fighter, or you should have, is cardio.
That's exactly right. If you don't have the cardio, you could be in trouble.
You probably won't make it to the stage or last this long.
That's exactly right.
We're going to go ahead and get that traditional coin toss. And, you know, speaking of cardio again, it's something that, I mean, if you're not training for, you come in here and train for 10 rounds when you only have to do 5. Because during point sparring, you usually burn a lot of, burn a lot of energy, and sometimes the pressure from another fighter just stalking you is enough to cause you to gas.
It is, and it's hard to explain unless, you know, somebody like yourself that's just been there, done that, and you're exactly right. It just, the added pressure, just like any other sport, you know, when things happen, it can definitely add that added pressure and everything there for sure.
All right, looks like Team G3 went out first. And once again, with the strategy, you decide, okay, look, they're going to send out. Okay, who we're going to send out to match this?
Once again, Team Diamond G3 there in the black, solid black and green, that is, from Miami area. And Team Revolution out of Detroit, Michigan there in the green and black.
A couple of lighter fighters here. They're moving very quickly, trying to get the side kick, maybe even shooting it to the head sometimes. But both women, again, watching the feet. Notice how this game is played by space. No confirmation on that last exchange. We're still sitting at 0-0. There's a couple of fakes right there. If I'm correct, this is Anna in the orange headgear. If I'm right, I can't identify the Revolution fighter from here, but we see these ladies are both working.
Minute and 15 seconds left. Minute 15 seconds left.
And one of the things I was going to mention is that you've gone a minute into this and there's no score. Now you start to worry about, hey, I don't want to give points to the opposing team.
And Diamond G3 ties it up there.
Good counterattacks. You still don't want to give up that lead too much, but then it's a risk-reward thing. You would love to get your other fighter a lead coming into this final round, but do you risk it possibly getting hit with a side kick, going down by 2?
That's right, and I'll tell you, looks like G3 with another point there, and it's hard to, you have that strategy going in, but things change as the fight progresses.
Yes, the fight it evolves as you go.
That's exactly right.
You know, you may come into this fight thinking, oh, this fight is just gonna blast me with kicks, and they don't. So that changes your initial settlement. Maybe you forget about those kicks and end up running into one. Let's see if someone's gonna try last second point. Not enough there, and 2-2 tie. So it 0-0, 2-2, 5-5, $1 million to $1 million. It doesn't matter. It's the same score.
Right now, going into the second round, we are tied 2-2.
Tied up 2-2 going into the second and final round.
There's Jimena, who we just saw run, really briskly from doing that interview right across the broadcast booth. She's in doing double duty again right from her open weight match and into team sparring. And she's going to come out, try to swing that hook kick up. It's welly blocked. Good side kick there. Team Diamond's up 4-2. Now this is a little bit of a different challenge because Jimena's with the right side forward and her opponent has her left side forward. So if you strike over to the back, you've got to go all the way up to the head. Hopefully you're flexible and got great technique. Or you can try to swing that hook kick like you saw Jimena trying to do in the first place because the body is still open.
That's exactly right. It looks like we did have an out of bounds there. Team Diamond out of bounds, so that did award Revolution a point there.
Looks like there was a call for a 2-point kick from Jimena. And Revolution takes the 6-5 lead. And a quick counterattack, and she adds to that lead 7-5. Oh, that was a low kick. I saw that go.
I did too.
Don't care who you are, that still hurts.
That's exactly right.
40 seconds remaining. Score is
like there's about 40 seconds remaining here for this injury timeout.
All right, she's back up on her feet. 40 seconds on the clock. Ladies clash again. When you have those opposing stances, you get a lot of clashing of the legs. So a lot of times you get that initial leg clash, and you have to counter right after that. So sometimes it's the fighter who has the stronger or better balance that will actually get that point. 7-8, Revolution clinging to a 1-point lead, 20 seconds to go. Now you have to wonder about the G3 fighter. You know, she knows she's down by 1 point, but is she playing that to advantage or just running out of time?
That's
which
right.
Looks like what happens.
It was hard to really tell there, but Team Revolution is going to pull out the win tonight with that 9-7 lead.
Ms. Whitfield doing a lot of work handing out those awards tonight from Next Level
Doing
in the Atlanta
a
area.
great job up there on stage of handing out those awards tonight.
You know, I really got to give Jesse Ray credit. He, you know, started Next Level up in New York and has, you know, got a branch down south here in Atlanta.
He's such a great guy, and they always do a great job of putting a great group of fighters together for sure. Great team.
Definitely indeed. Well, we're here waiting for the five-man, or right now I would say five-person team fight. This is the part of the Battle Atlanta that is just, I mean, you've seen point sparring, but it's going to be explosive here. Now you really get to see strategy.
Yes.
You know, who do you match up with? Before there were only two fighters, but now you really get to see this fighter's out there. Who am I going to match them up with? You know, do I want to keep my anchor, my strong point, and save them for later? It may be too late at that point. You may be down by a bunch of points. This is where your coach or who your coach is really comes into play.
You're right, Mallory. And I tell you, it's always one of my favorite things to watch at Friday night fights, and I'm super excited. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen tonight.
Absolutely cannot wait.
All right, looks like this is going to be our final match of the night. The five-man team sparring challenge match tonight.
Now let me see if this is going to be, traditionally when you have five, you usually mix in one woman. So I'll see, it might be a five-man, it might be a mixed in terms of our teams here. So we'll see as those teams approach the stage. Traditionally, when you have five, you have one woman. Of course, the lady fights lady and the guys fight the guys.
That's right.
That's the only thing. Now, I mean, wouldn't that be great if you mix that all up? Probably not a lot of people like to see that. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of lady fighters out here that feel they would hold their own and get in
and
there.
I'm going to tell you, there's some of them that are very skilled that I think could definitely hold their own.
100%.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. Team Revolution pulling a lot of duty tonight.
Team Revolution and Team Legend.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We've already talked a lot about these two teams tonight. They're always familiar to the team stage, and definitely
looks like it's going to be Revolution and Team Legend, just as you mentioned. I see two ladies on the stage, so are we going to have five ladies? Teams are that.
Nope, here comes the first
here
male
the gents.
fighter.
Here are the gents.
Yep.
I think the last time I saw a five-lady team fight was way back at the World Series of Martial Arts, Charlie Lee's tournament, and he actually had two ladies, two five-person
Yes, sir.
teams. And these ladies battled all the way there, and it ended in a tie, and he made them fight all over again and
man.
continue. They put on a show.
Oh,
Those ladies
I
put
can
on
only
an
imagine.
absolute show.
I can only imagine.
All right, so we're going to have a mixed gender here. We'll have 2 ladies, and we'll have, looks like we should have 3 gents. But, I'm going to wait till the numbers go out because I've been wrong before tonight.
Same here.
And there's plenty of time to still be wrong.
Looks like we still have a few more fighters making their way to the stage.
It's interesting because a lot of times in these night shows, what happens is that, you're supporting your teammates, but you're also trying to warm up as well.
That's
you kind of
exactly
have a rough idea of what the schedule is. So you're sitting down, stretching, you're getting ready, you're trying to do, your thing and get things settled and everything. But a lot of times, as the show comes about, you find yourself like, oh, wait, it's now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly right. And I tell you, you know how it is mentally anyway, and a lot of times you don't want to rush things. You want to just obviously you want to be where you're supposed to be, but at the same time you got to have that mental capacity there and that mental toughness of being able to be prepared to go up on stage and do what you're supposed to do out there.
You're absolutely right. And a lot of people, depending on how they warm up, not only physically warm up, but mentally warm up. A lot of people, of course, they'll have headphones. They'll have, they're listening to music. They're doing their thing. There are other people that will just sit and they'll just stay in a corner. They just want to be by themselves. There's some people who get angry. They had a Hulk smash this moment.
Yes.
I don't know, but it depends on how you get ready, how you prepare for this moment. Personally, me, myself, I'd spend, I'd talk to people. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to kind of warm up.
Yes, sir.
I didn't have to, get in my certain headspace. I've always, I didn't get nervous. I was just ready to go.
Yes, sir.
And
Yep.
there's a lot to be said about that because sometimes, the nerves get the better of you.
It does. It does.
And you're a better dojo fighter than you are than actual performer of the night.
And I tell you, talking about just getting prepared for the event and for the fight, it's interesting to see how different fighters are. And, just a kind of a quick funny to throw in there as we're getting ready for this final match. I come from a baseball background. I have a big karate background too, but I spent many years scouting professional baseball for the Braves, the team here in town. And one of the craziest superstitions I'd ever seen was a guy that brushed his teeth in between innings. He was a pitcher. In between innings, he would come in and he would brush his teeth in between innings, and it was the craziest thing ever. And I still think that's one of the worst superstitions of all time.
But also, I remember asking a couple of athletes.
A good workout can be elusive, disappearing the moment you look away at some other interest in your schedule. Our attention is divided, and life moves quickly. It can pass you by, even as you're living it. But not you. You make it work. You make the time. The fighting spirit haunts you. And you want to keep it close. Right in your home, where you can keep up the fight. The perfect at-home workout lives on in a new age. The Century Ghost Wavemaster. Ethereal design. Real results.
All right, looks like we're still trying to get our last player in here. We're going to see if we can get that going. But, one of the things I was saying is that a lot of times martial artists are superstitious.
Yes.
And they don't admit it. A lot of people don't like that word superstition. But, for me, I always had to fight in black gear.
Yeah, I like it.
Always had to wear
like
black
it.
gear.
I like it. I had a lot of different superstitions. For me, it was the same undershirt. You know, even as a fighter and everything in martial arts, but also when I played baseball, you know, I had the same. It was a Lord's Gym T-shirt, and had that T-shirt, and my mom still has that T-shirt to this day. And
hopefully she washed it.
Yeah, she did wash it. It was washed after every game. I will admit that. And now it just, you know, I showed it to my kids not long ago, and I'll be honest with you, it made me look really a lot better than I probably was. Because this thing is like in shreds, and they're like, "Oh, Dad, you know, you must have played a lot and competed a lot in that shirt." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did." So
this is game warm.
But definitely have my own superstitions for sure.
All right, looks like the fighters are getting ready. Another thing I used to have, my belt had to be tied exactly perfect, dead center.
I love it.
Right,
I love it.
Right,
that was one of mine. I'm with you there.
And
yes.
you keep retying that thing till you get it right.
Yes, sir.
The one problem I had is that the longer I competed, the belt got shorter and shorter. I don't know. I think the belt was shrinking.
I was just fixing to say, I think those belts do shrink some.
I am quite sure
I've had
do.
that same problem myself at times.
It ends up as almost like a bow tie.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And Reed also doing, as always, a good job of getting the crowd energetic here as we're getting ready for this this final match tonight.
I think I see who they were waiting on. They were waiting on a senior fighter. So this is really a mix. You've got ladies, you've got gentlemen, and you have a senior fighter. So I like this. We're mixing
absolutely
a lot of the fighters from all divisions. And we've got
okay.
Ah.
Essentially a 4-man fighting team with Legend having a 10-point lead.
Interesting.
So to catch everyone up, looks like Revolution doesn't have a senior fighter, so they have been penalized 10 points, or rather, Team Legend has been awarded 10 points because of Team Revolution not having that senior fighter. So that's going to be a little bit of a hole to get to get out of.
That's exactly right. Definitely going to be a big hole to climb out of for sure, especially when you're going against somebody like Team Legend that each and every one of those athletes are just so skilled and talented over there.
You know, and also when you have that 10-point lead, that Legend can really play defense. You really don't have to put everything on the line. Well, Revolution really just has to go for it for every fighter. And that just makes it hard for them because they're going to be giving things up. They could be giving points away, but they're going to have to kind of go for it because of that 10-point spread. So Revolution's got to put their foot on the gas and just go for it.
And I guarantee you're going to see everything they've got. They're not going to hold back and just kind of sit back and say, hey, this fight's over with. They're going to do everything they can to try to climb out of that hole.
That's true. So starting off, that score is 12-1 once again because of Team Revolution being penalized for not having a senior fighter. Make that 14-2 now. Looks like that one punch snuck in by Revolution. They're trying to chop down that lead, but just giving up another side kick right there. The lead goes back, and one more added. And another point for Team Legend, making the score 17-3.
17-3.
Once again, all these rounds are 2-minute rounds for team sparring. Both fighters taking a quick second to adjust the gear. Head referee David making sure there's no coaching going along when maybe a little words of encouragement, you know, maybe maybe Kyle was saying, hey, sweep the leg.
That's right. You never know. That's exactly right.
I hear that's popular these days. A score of 20-3. Now, the thing is with point sparring, okay, sure, big score right here, but don't let that score fool you. I have seen swings
same here
like this, even though it's a 20-point spread. The other team can come back. It depends on who you match up with. Looks like it's a 10-point spread, so they did stop it. They do stop it at a 10-point spread for the first couple couple of fights, and the last few are this unlimited points.
Winner take
so
all.
Winner take all. So whoever's running anchor, if they can run up a score, if that's your superstar fighter there, and they've got a good, favorable matchup, let it go.
And as we get ready for our next round, I do want to point out to our viewers tonight to be sure to like and subscribe to the Battle of Atlanta YouTube page.
Yes, indeed.
To be able to keep up to date and also support our awesome people here at Battle of Atlanta.
And, of course, share the stream. Share it to your grandma, your aunt's page, your friend's page, your enemy's page. We don't discriminate.
That's exactly
here.
right.
Share it to your enemy's
Not
page.
at all. And, of course, we'll be back again tomorrow night for Battle Mania. So you definitely, as you finish this out tonight with us for Friday Night Fights, you definitely want to tune back in tomorrow night as well.
As we get the ladies coming to the stage, I got to ask you, Josh, who's your enemy?
Who is my enemy? That is a great question. I don't really have any enemies.
There you go. See, that means you're doing it right.
That's exactly right. Now, I will say this, that I know of.
That you know.
Yeah.
Usually they don't like
Yeah.
to make themselves known.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And another body punch score for Team Legend, making it 24-3 as the ladies take the stage. And as you can see right here, this internal conversation right now looks like Team Legend has conceded that the Revolutionary Fighter is the better kicker. Notice how she's just letting her kick right away. She started out kicking with her and maybe a few defensive kicks right there, but she is letting her kick. And this is the conversation that happens between two fighters.
And it looks like we did have another point awarded there again for Team Legend going out of the ring.
Great blitz by the Legend fighter.
Great
driving
blitz.
the score up to 26. You know she hit with both hands. A bad habit is getting that first back fist in and stopping, but she continued with
That's
the
right.
reverse punch.
That's right. Yes, sir. That follow-up.
I can still hear my instructor say, use two hands, but punch twice. You better let that left hand go. Good, well-timed body punch right there.
Nice reverse punch there to the body.
All with great spacing, moving out of the way. And you notice that it wasn't a tag. It was there was some power behind that.
And just like you pointed out earlier in one of our fights, you don't want to eat too many side kicks. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to take too many reverse punches like that to the ribs either.
No, and being completely honest, one of the things is that, of course, in the rules, you're told not to draw blood. We're not trying to knock anybody out here or anything. But I always thought that the body was open season.
That's
I
right.
can hit
That's
you
right.
as hard as I
Yes.
can to the body. Because if I fold you over and you
can't breathe, you can't fight.
You can't breathe, you can't fight.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I mean, it doesn't have quite the same ring as sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
You know, crush the ribs,
That's right.
body rock.
Yes.
And this round is over, but a quick 2-point score in by Revolution. Notch it, slowly trying to creep back
Slowly
in
but surely
this.
creeping back. That's exactly right. It looks like it's 29-11 after that second round as we move into the third round.
And I went to public school, but if my math is right, is that an 18-point lead?
That would be an 18-point lead.
Oh, man.
Yes.
My math
had to
teacher
count
be
really
proud.
quick on my hands and toes, but,
I couldn't believe you got your shoes off that quick.
That quick. My Jordans are not tied completely, so I was able to just slip them off really quick.
He legitimately is wearing Jordans. I can testify to that. I am not going to lie. He has Jordans on. I was kind of jealous. We look like they're about the same size, too, man.
Yeah, you never know, man. I can let you wear these tonight because I got another pair to wear tomorrow night.
I'll take you up on that.
Trying to keep up with the style between you and Jackson Rudolph and Reed Presley there.
Revolution still in that hole from the unfortunate not having a senior member, and that's Jimena back in there still trying to gain. Looks like it's a rematch. Look, Jimena and
It does.
Alex,
That's
yes.
exactly right.
So these ladies already danced once before. So good timing and waiting on that. Didn't get the score, but that was great patience by Jimena.
It definitely was.
You know, a lot of times also when you're the taller fighter, you think you can't get kicked in the head, but the shorter fighters will show you even that didn't count. That was
did
a
not.
great
That's
hook
exactly
kick.
right. It was a great hook kick.
Another little low shot there, but she shrugs it off. Legend padding the lead again, 32-11. Should be just about under a minute Oh, look at that. Look at that internal time.
Look at there. Look at there.
You got to know that 2 minutes when you're in there sparring. Sometimes your tongue's hanging out, and you got to think, how much more time do I have? How many more body punches do I want to eat? Side
That's
kicks.
it. That's right. Sometimes those body punches or those side kicks could actually make that clock feel like it just went on pause there for a little while, too.
Once again, not recommended. 0 out of 5 stars. Trust me. Oh, good blitz there. Look at that. Another thing that you see these ladies are pretty good with, when they blitz in, they are still covering. They're making sure that a counter shot, they have their hands up in case that counter shot comes down the pipe. Legend with a commanding 35-12 lead right now. Legend padding that lead again, 36-12. You could divide that by 3.
And looks like a point there for Team Revolution right as time
buzzer.
expires.
Yes. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, this is tough.
It's going to be tough. It's a very, very comfortable lead. I tell you, just starting off down 10-0 to begin with is just, you know, it has to do something to you mentally. You're trying to still, you know, keep that best effort and keep that drive and make that comeback and gain as much ground as you can. But it's just a tough hole to climb out of.
It's the penalty from not having the fighter, so you're awarded the maximum amount. And if you think about it, if that fighter was in there, hopefully your senior fighter would not give up 10
That's
points
right.
like that.
That's right.
It could have ended up a 5-5, 3-5 or something like that, but not 10 points. Really, that penalty has really hurt him. 38-13 going into what should be our final match. And I do believe we've got Christian from Team Legend on our left in the, let's see, the gray and red. And this should be Angel in the green and white. And Angel's fighting like it's one to one.
And you got to love it. You absolutely have to love it.
Great blitz in there. And you notice what he did at the end? He held him to make sure he didn't fall to the stage. Great sportsmanship.
Great sportsmanship.
Good double kick by Christian. Looks like that did slip in. Good quick side kick, but he got his elbow down. Those don't tickle.
Not at all.
I know you don't want to eat that side kick, but sometimes the side kicker can hit that elbow, and boy, does it sting.
Man.
But that's why God made elbows.
That's exactly right.
Good leaping hook kick, and you see Christian use that momentum to go in with that body punch. Mr. Ortiz says it was on the shoulder, didn't like it. You always, at least you know what he's thinking.
It's never a doubt what Justin Ortiz is thinking.
He's going to tell you exactly what he called. Looks like we got a little bit of an injury here on our Team Revolution fighter, Angel.
This is the final match of this fight. Let's give it up for these two teams.
Could be an arm injury. That's what it looks like. Maybe shoulder. You know, a lot of times you're moving so quick, and even having a body in place, something like that, that shock goes back up that arm, and man, there's no room in that shoulder joint to move around.
Man, that's exactly right.
Man, if you've ever had a shoulder injury, you know how slow those are to heal and how much they hurt.
30 seconds left, 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. It looks like the Revolution is going to go ahead and walk away with this again with that 10-point lead that they got at the beginning of the fight. But Revolution certainly put on a show and showing the martial spirit.
100%, man. Each and every fighter that come out for Team Revolution definitely gave 100%. And you got to appreciate the heart that they put forth tonight, starting off the fight down 10-0.
And it was a great interruption of a technique by Angel right there, exploding with that back fist. And then, of course, you know, telling Chris, hey, no hard feelings. It was just technique.
Right. That's right. Once again, great sportsmanship between these two fighters and these two teams for sure.
Looks like Mr. Presley's going to bring all fighters out, bow them in, and declare the winner. No secret there. It's going to be Team Legend.
Team Legend pulling out the win tonight. And I do want to remind everybody once again, just to be sure to like and subscribe to the Battle of Atlanta YouTube page. And as we get ready to close out our show tonight, we're going to turn this thing back over to Reed and Anna Glenn.
Let's give it up for Team Legend one last time.
Let's give it up for Team Legend one more time. Congratulations, you guys. Solid win. How does it feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It feels really amazing to win once again this year.
So I was going to bring up, I feel like I was just interviewing you this time last year. How does it feel to be a back-to-back champion, and how proud are you of this group?
I am really proud of my guys. They are training really hard, and it's hard to have a team with a junior, with a girl, with a man, with a senior, and they train together, and they want to be here next year again. Let's see who team can bring the team complete, and let's do it next year again.
How much did your preparation change from last year to this year?
We never stop. We are training all the year because we compete in different leagues. We compete in NASCAR, WACO, WKC. Also in our area, we have one league, ISKL, and they are competing every day.
Your team is a very fun one to watch, so I'm super pumped for tomorrow. Congratulations one last time to Team Legend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Team Legend, and that is it for the Battle of Atlanta Friday Night Fights. We will see you all tomorrow for the competition, and can't wait to see you guys tomorrow night for the final show of the weekend. Thank you again, and see you tomorrow.